Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my silly survival world. I think today is going to be pretty low-key. The sunlight showing through my head is wacky, but I have one little change to show you here from last episode. I have gotten those ugly, ugly torches out of here. We have glowstone underneath the moss carpet, and here in the daytime, it does just look a whole lot more natural than it did before, and it keeps monsters from spawning all the same. Now, in some ways, you could say that we are taking a quick break from the typical mushrooms, and in other ways, you could say that we're doing exactly what we always do and building a mushroom. But I have a lovely little design, and I think I want to put it down over here. Now, this little ruins is cute. I like it quite a bit. So I would definitely, ouch, I'd definitely be down to give this place a quick cleanup here. I think just removing this pillar and this pillar, we can very quickly get the materials to, say, replace that right there. And is that all that's missing? No, it's a little bit more. Oh yeah, a fair bit more here. The other pillar should be placed right here. And we can do the stone brick fading up into the andesite here. Now I need a tool for the leaves, so I'll just use my hoe for that. But the leaves are, of course, absolutely wonderful, so we are not getting rid of them fully, but we can have them coming down and creeping along this. I'm going to leave that block open because it does need to be filled in to finish off the circle here. I imagine it is meant to be a ruins, but I imagine what it once was isn't meant to have the water cracks going through it, so let's go ahead and fix that up. Now, all I really have is andesite. I don't have any stone directly on hand, but I think that should be plenty, because I like andesite a lot anyways. So let's take, and along the outside, I think I would want to do regular andesite. Let's just break out the entire outer ring here. Okay, never mind. We will be filling it along the way. Now, this is an extremely simple circle. It just has one block at each corner to round it off. So it is quick and easy for me. Oh, hold on. We didn't finish the job. Alright, now we've finished the job. There is a good ring of andesite all the way around, so now I'm going to do polished andesite in a circle around that. Alright, perfect. Now we're going to open up this entire center area, and I think I might want to go ahead and get a water bucket, because I'm not going to be getting rid of this. Instead, we're going to take and repurpose these stairs here, and bring them around in a circle like so. Now we can place in each corner. I didn't plan that out perfectly. Fix up that. We're going to do the other corners exactly the same. And that right there creates a lovely shape for us. Now with one bucket we can get this fixed up. But I'll go ahead and place, I guess, andesite here in the center going all the way around. But no, that doesn't feel quite appropriate. Let's do stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm also going to replace the barrel here. I have a plan in mind for that. Now, I have the one bucket, so we can take our water, move it right there, and very quickly start multiplying our water all the way around. Now, all that's left is the final touch. I have brought a lodestone, but the cool texture is on the sides. I don't think I want to hide this thing away, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a block right here, and let this be sat up in the center, make it look real dramatic around this whole thing. I'm gonna take off the vines. I think they make this place look just a wee bit too decrepit, and we are doing a restoration. Now, all that's left, I do need to clear up the backside a little bit, which I guess does give us a little bit more leaf blocks to work with in just surrounding this area. Maybe take this one off. I want some open gaps visible throughout, so put an extra block there, make that look a little sturdier. Now, I have a more permanent idea for another portal design here. Maybe not fully permanent, but something nicer than that to be certain. Alrighty, I don't think I'll be using Light Matica for the build, but I will use Light Matica for a material list, and this one should be very quick to knock out since it's a lot of stuff we already have. Alright, this shulker box right here will contain it. Now, red terracotta is complete. We have red wool, complete. Mushroom blocks have successfully been gathered. Pale oak wood, we have indeed covered. We're going to need some slabs. Actually, I think we only needed slabs, but that's fine. Now, birchwood is going to make up a large portion of what we actually need to gather, but it should take no time at all here. What else are we missing? Oh, we didn't actually grab quite enough red concrete, unless we didn't grab any. Now we need some white concrete. We are now covered on that. And I think I might have mangrove lying around, but I could be wrong. Okay, it does not look like we have mangrove lying around, and that's a-okay, because everything else we need is birch and obsidian, so we are mostly covered today. I'm actually going to head back over there and grab some more water. Bloop. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. I brought a bunch of birch saplings and everything when I went off to get the lodestone, so I didn't necessarily need to travel back just yet, but I suppose I was going to do that for the obsidian either way. Alright, I have got the logs, but I do need to strip them all. I don't actually know the best way of doing this. Would it just be standing in a spot like this? I think we're breaking a little too fast for that. Are we? Wait, no, I think that was actually working just fine. Wait a moment. Skeletons are fixed! Oh my goodness, they're not invisible anymore! Entity model features updated, and I presume that's what fixed the error. Well, the process of stripping these logs against the wall like this is quite something. The natural holding right click doesn't actually do it fast enough, so I'm having to actively spam my right click to get a speed that'll work. But we are covered on stripped birch now. So let's see what we actually have in birch lying around. We have some. Okay, we can take this, make a whole ton of sticks, and that should cover us for fence gates. We need 8 of those. And fences, which we need a whole lot more of. So I'm not going to do those just yet. Let's call it stairs first. Alright, we certainly have not covered everything we need in stairs. We can get some of the fences, but it is back to tree chopping for me. Okay, I think I should now have enough to finish up on all the crafting. 8 birch trap doors, and we need 56 stairs. This right here will make 40, and this right here will make easily enough. So we can now put this away with everything else, and we are doing pretty well for ourselves. We just need mangrove, which I might have. Okay, we definitely have the means to get, and obsidian, which we will have to go out of our way for. I would do well to get myself a couple of extra propagules as well. I always kind of forget about them, but I think you can just bone meal a propagule, or do you bone meal the leaf? Okay, you bone meal the leaf? Yes? Then how come I'm not picking it up? Does it need silk touch? No. Does it need shear? Yes, it needs shears. Okay, that's a little strange, but whatever. Alright, we've got ourselves a couple of extra propagules that I can put up before we chop this tree, so we're not going to run out of mangrove. And down, no, okay. Tree feller's being silly. There we go, down with the mangrove. Hello? Why is that still up there? Oh, yep, 1 log survived. No? More than that? How much more? Oh, there we have it. Okay. Interesting how the color changes as well when it's no longer connected. Well, that is far and beyond enough mangrove that we can knock out mangrove slabs as well. I'm just going to go back down into the same cave, because I quite like this cave down here, and I'm almost certain it connects down into some lava. Okay, well, we've certainly found lava, but not usable lava. You know, I really do enjoy the experience of Minecraft caves. They are very nice, very chill. I mean, there's monsters around, but it's nice down here. A little quiet at the moment. Okay, we have ourselves quite a big drop. Watch this. Nice. You know, let me tell you, I never want to get too good at water drops because it is just too satisfying as somebody who's not good at them to land them. Well, more lava, but again, not. Oh wait, no. All the way down at the bottom of this very, very deep hole. Just how deep are we? We are at negative 51 at the moment, so we are very close to bedrock level, but this will do perfect. I just lost my water bucket. I had plans to gather more obsidian than that, but what I have should do us for a little bit at least. Now, I have recently set up a portal here in the regular nether so that we can get... ouch. So that we can... Ooh, wait a second. Okay. That's bad. Okay. Holy crap. I barely survived that. Okay. We need food. Woo. Oh, there's a rainbow. How absolutely wonderful. Now, hold on. I think I do have something here. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, okay. That only works one at a time? But if I break too many, then okay. I have an alternative mod. It's a little inconsistent, but it works. Can't wait for right-click harvest to update though. I do really like how smooth it is. I don't know that I'm really a fan of breaking through it like this as much. My right-click harvest is just a very goated mod. Just saying. Okay, we can now go craft ourselves some bread and get rid of this horror game-esque heartbeat in my ears. And done. We can eat and relax. Now, a lot of my plans today do have to do with nether portals. I guess I had a lot of plans, but it's honestly taken us longer to get to this point than I thought it would. But I was thinking that we could take this nether portal here and maybe do a little building around it, like Gavriel did with the iron farms. Now, I was thinking of actually maybe getting and growing a bit of a mushroom island, but here on the nether roof. I think that would be a pretty funny little project, but then it would be more mushrooms, but I guess we could just grow regular mushrooms. I think I would be satisfied with that for a nether project. Well, whatever. We're going to get into building the portal over here. I'm hoping it links up to the same spot, but if not, then we can just move our nether side portal, like, one chunk over. Now, I was thinking of doing today's build here without Lightmatica, but I've just kind of realized that I have some blocks mixed together and it wouldn't really work all too well, I don't think. I mean, it would be difficult to get the gradients in that I like to do. A lot easier to set that kind of thing in creative. Now, in our inventories currently, we possess all the materials we need. We can turn the info HUD off so it won't be showing up again. And here, unfortunately, with shaders off, we can go ahead and work on our new mushroom. Wait, no, I've gotten too used to saying that. This is a nether portal. I mean, it looks like a mushroom, but it's a nether portal. Now we will hop up one layer at a time. I'm sure you can see why the stripped logs were as common as they are in this build. I'm not going to get rid of everything from this. That connection's going to look a little bit weird on both sides. That's unfortunate, but I will live with it for the time being and see how it turns out. You know, I'm already partway through building this, but I've just thought, F3 and G. Okay, the entire portal does fall inside of the same chunk. That's pretty important to me because you can end up with issues where one side of the portal takes you to a different place than the other side, and that is just quite silly. Now we are on to the cap, and I think this up here is going to be incredibly satisfying. This is really the part that I love about Litematica, is just painting in these lovely patterns with so little effort, or I suppose the effort was already put in, just at an earlier time. You know, should I, like, release my schematics? Would you all be interested in that? Is that thing that people like build schematics? I'd definitely do it for free. I've seen people who do that kind of thing paid, but I think that's a little silly. Okay, well, let's take a quick look at that. I think that's wonderful. The darker colors are maybe a little strange, but it's not too out of place from our regular mushrooms, and probably looks better here if we pop shaders back on. I mean, what doesn't look better with shaders, really? But here is our main nether portal. Now you'll notice we have a lot of materials remaining, and that's because I actually had plans to do the same thing over on the other side. So if we just go ahead and pop this on, oh yeah, there it is. That, not gonna lie, this looks to me like a money shot. That's a money shot, dude. That, hold on, maybe we can center it a little better. Boom. Perfect thumbnail, perfect thumbnail. On the other side is the same portal. Nice, nice. Okay, now I think, hold on. I actually have plenty of spruce wood that I carry on me. I did replace it from our end trips earlier. I'm going to break this down, but I want to lift it up three blocks in the air here, because I really want to execute on that mushroom biome idea at some point. Right, so maintaining this block right here, I'm going to bring it 2 blocks up, and then... ah, crap, this thing's quite large, so I guess the platform needs to be quite large. Okay, I don't know how everyone's going to feel about my mushroom portal being so incredibly fancy for the time being, but spruce wood's just what I have on me, and I guess it happens to look very, very grand. Now we can once again get to work on building up the portal here on the nether side. We've once again got the base done. Now we are on the cap once more. Twice in one day I get to do this lovely process of just printing out the entire build. Really nice and easy project here today. But with this block here, we finish it up, we can turn shaders on. And let's just take one step back here. And boy oh boy, do I think that is a big improvement on the nether side. Somehow more of an improvement than last time. We could probably do with some torches around it, maybe. I might clean up a little bit of the mess here, potentially from Dell as well. I think it should be pretty easy to tell which portal is the one to the mushroom biome, all things considered. I think that with that, I am pretty satisfied with our progress here today. Oh, right, we still need to tear this portal down. Now, since it's nighttime, we do have some baddies around, and I do really want to do a lot more lighting up around the area. Ideally, nothing spawns in this region, and maybe we could even start working of the night a little more. But we can take a nice look down here. And I think this looks great. This looks really great. We got the torches out of the way, the lighting doesn't look ugly and inconsistent at all. This is just a very nicely lit, very soft and cozy area of the world. Big fan of how this is turning out, and it will only get better as I eventually design some blue ice shrooms, stick them around the place. We might add more mushrooms in general, even after the wave of blues, because I really want this to feel like a very dense forest of mushrooms. That, or I could start doing some much smaller designs. Not that small, but not that big. Something a little bit in between. That is all future plans, though. I am going to say, for the time being, I hope that you there have enjoyed watching the video, but for the time being, I'm going to have to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.